Hey everyone, this is Monique Groves, and I'm coming back with another short, brief video. In today's topic, I want to ask you a question. Are you rejecting God? Yes, are you rejecting God? You know, this question arose, this question's actually been on my mind since yesterday. And one of the things God put in my heart is He said that just because people reject the truth doesn't mean it's not still truth. And when people reject, whether that's an apostle, a pastor, a teacher, an evangelist, a prophet, whoever God is going to use to send his message, the person isn't rejecting that messenger. They are rejecting God. And a lot of times when we are in church, when we hear a preaching or teaching, we don't like it and we reject it. But we're not rejecting the pastor. We're not rejecting the apostle. We're not rejecting the teacher. We're not rejecting anyone that is called into that fivefold ministry. We're not rejecting the messenger. We are rejecting God. So that is the question I want everyone to examine right now. Are you rejecting God? Now, we know that Christians can reject God. Yes, Christians can reject God. We know a lot of unbelievers reject God, but Christians also reject God. I was just meditating on the book of Jonah. And for those of you who don't know the story of Jonah, he is a prophet. He is a man of God. Okay, he is a man of God. God has called him. He has instructed him to go to Nineveh and preach. Okay, and Jonah is like, no, I don't want to do that. So Jonah, he goes to Tarshish. He's trying to escape. He's trying to escape the presence of God. And he's on this ship, and this great wind goes out. And again, for those of you who know the story, he ends up being, I think he ends up going into the water, and God prepared this, it says a great fish to swallow up Jonah. So Jonah gets swallowed up. Now, why am I saying this? Because we can get swallowed up by our pride. We can get swallowed up by our disobedience because we reject God. Jonah is in disobedience to God. He's saying, no, God, I don't want to do that. And it doesn't matter if whether you're a believer, or even not a believer, when God is calling us, when he is telling us to do something and we don't do it, we're rejecting God. And there has been plenty of times in my life where God has told me to do something and I was like, yeah, God, I don't want to do that. Or God, I don't like that. Or I don't want to say that. It's not about us. It's not about you. It's not about me. It's not about what we feel. It's not about what we want. It is about God's perfect will. And so many of you are missing out. You're missing out on healing. You're missing out on blessings. You're missing out on things because you're rejecting God. God is asking some of you to repent. Turn from what you are doing and turn to God. God is telling many of you to start ministries, go into the ministry. He's called a lot of people into the ministry, and you refuse to move. You refuse to do it. Many of you, God has called you to stop smoking, stop drinking, stop doing something, and you continue because you don't like what you hear. You don't like the message. You don't like the messenger. Well, just because you don't like the messenger doesn't mean the message changes. If it's from God for real, that's what God means. So I just wanted this to be really quick, but I want you guys to meditate on this question. Are you rejecting God? Now, if you read the story of Jonah, which I highly encourage you to do, you'll see Jonah ended up doing what God wanted him to do, but he had to ask him twice. Don't let that be I don't want God to have to send something I don't want to have some miraculous lion or something come after me because I'm rejecting the Lord. I would rather just obey God the first time. Okay, like I said, it says in chapter 2, and I'm reading Jonah chapter 2, this is the King James Version. It says, then Jonah prayed unto the Lord his God. He prayed unto the Lord his God out the fish's belly. He had to pray to get out of that fish's belly. So we don't want that to be us. We just want to obey God the first time around. So don't reject God. If he's telling you to do something, do it. Okay, if he's telling you to give up pride, if he's telling you to give up arrogance, whatever it is he's telling you to do, just do it. Okay. All right, guys, that's all I have. I wanted this to be short and brief, but I love you guys. And until next time, bye-bye.